that caused it. There was no hope. You couldn't change what you were. You had to follow the path, the road, the trail.
Another, older book was found and roughly translated as the Torsion Trinity, the three that are twisted between heaven and hell. The book told of an ancient race that roamed the earth with mankind. They were called the Ashen People because of the color of their skin. The time of their commingling was approximately 18,000 years before the birth of Christ. It was mankind and the Neanderthals. It focused on the battle of the earth for power. The original angels, the Seth, supported the Ashen People, and the new guard of God, the archangels, supported the newer species, mankind. Horrible battles were fought between the races, mutual genocide. Mankind was winning. The Ashen Peoples were affected by a reproductive plague that weakened all the peoples. It came down to 3. The final slaughter of an entire race took only 2 generations.
Will there ever be a time when all of this will end? When we can lay with our woman and watch her face of pleasure, eat our food, care for our land, and not have to worry about the unseelie court coming for us? Will there be?
We are not meant to have lives of men.
We fight, but there is no ending, no glory. It is empty.
We are much older than this, I can sense it. Maybe in the afterlife we can relax, but not here.
When Lucifer Morningstar, the archangel, broke from God, other lesser angels went with him, and all of the ancient angels, the Seth race, followed Lucifer. The Seth race fought for God in the time before planets. They were extremely effective against the Bane. The Bane were massive creatures that lived in darkness. The darkest portions of the universe were said to be thick with the Bane. The Seth won for God, but were now forgotten. God favored the new angels that looked more like men. There was no place for the Seth in heaven, so many followed Lucifer. Lucifer was a masterful general, and at the Battle of Crex, he destroyed one of God's greatest armies, and in the process, killed the archangels Gabriel and Raphael. God was so angered by this, he threw from heaven all the remaining Seth and the souls that were not of mankind. The assassin, the soothsayer, and the watcher all fought the Seth in Scotland for God. It is here that the assassin feels he has found his soulmate, a human soul named Solace. The Trinity fights Seth, that had once supported them. The Trinity did not know there was no place for them in heaven.
We had fought for God, the three of us, the Trinity, but we were cast out with the other accusers. Lucifer Morningstar gave us a new cause in the darkness of Dis. The Seth gave sympathy to our plight and made us aware of what we were, where we came from, and they pulled us from the stream of souls. It had been so dark in the beginning, in the darkness before time. What could God have been thinking in the blackness of nothing? Would it make you mad? The darkness I was placed in was making me mad. And I have none of the power of God. I grabbed the straw-covered blanket in front of me. I could feel the rough wood under the surface of the blanket as my fingers poked through the loose weave of the stained blue fabric. I wouldn't look around. I already knew the protocol for this. I knew the rage that could be unleashed. It was dependent on him. From where the anger would be forced, from a fist, or something else that I knew before the 4th grade. Through a rot hole in the barnwood, I saw a prairie dog mound. It was about 20 yards distant. I heard the bark before I could see the prairie dog come out of the hole. The rodent was looking right at me. The creature looked down. I felt the pain, the forced pain, the pain that I couldn't focus on. There was no pinpoint. There was only a dirty area. That dirty area. Bill was pulling on my shirt. The ribbed polycotton red collar of my soccer camp t-shirt was pulled tight against my neck. It was hard for me to breathe, and the smell was getting worse. The sweat and the bathroom smell that I thought was mostly from my backside burned my nose. I was happy that he wasn't slumped over me though. I hated when he dripped all over me. That sweat, the sweat that dripped from the saturated blue canvas farm shirt. I looked out again. The prairie dog was looking right at me. The creature's eyes seemed to sparkle. The noise behind me increased, and the pressure seemed to increase. It was getting really hard for me to breathe. I pulled even farther away, and the color was cutting into my skin. The prairie dog seemed to smile. Its mouth was twisted open, showing a strange white glow, whiter than a rodent's teeth should be. The creature started to laugh, or bark, or screech. Gray hot spots filled the ground by the dogs. I was losing focus. More prairie dogs. They started to make noise. They were laughing at me. I saw the animals run around in circles, their lips flapping over their bleach white teeth. They are laughing at me. More gray hot spots appeared. The pounding increased. I pulled farther away. My collar was choking me. The sounds increased. The breathing sounds forced through Bill's nose were almost drowned out by the prairie dog's screams. My arms felt weak. I saw the dogs run towards the barn, screeching. They're coming for me now. I saw the prairie dog inches away from my face through the wood. I saw gray spots all over the dog's face, fading and pulsating. There are hundreds of prairie dog faces screeching at me through the wood. I couldn't hear Bill anymore. I couldn't hear that fucker. My arms collapsed. My face hit the blanket. They're going to get me, those prairie dogs. They'll eat my face. And then I saw the toy. Years before, I had played here, when it wasn't bad to be here. I had a Tonka truck and a bag of toys. Barnyard animals. Small plastic horses and bears and monkeys. Some of the monkeys seemed to be from something else. Another set. The monkeys could be linked together at the arms. There was one left sitting in the blanket, inches from my face. It started to talk to me. Ask him if he wants more. Call him Big Boy, the little monkey toy said to me. I stared at the piece of plastic. It made no sense. But this was no time to argue. The prairie dog stopped barking. I let Bill pull me up by my shirt. His arms had almost no power. Hey, Big Boy, you want more? I rasped. What the hell? Bill screamed. Don't you talk to me. I just asked if you wanted more, Big Boy. The pressure in my shirt was tighter on my neck. Bill stopped his dark movements. I jumped forward and pulled my pants up. I looked at the man I thought was my uncle, but his face was changing. It was the face of an angel, one of God's angels. He had blurred white features. I knew who it was. Your punishment is served, he said to me. I recognized him as Uriel, the archangel of light. He had been the angel of punishment on the Ashen people. My people. The Neanderthals. Again, the face of the angel burned into the face of the evil man known as Bill. So after I came in her, I wrapped my hands around her neck. I saw the strange look on her face as I started to squeeze around her neck. I saw the weakness that I could force from her as I was choking the life out of her.
It made me hard. It made me want to squeeze harder. I was in control. I was the powerful one this time, wasn't I? Fucking bitch. I showed her, didn't I? Got squeezing. Squeezing. And her lips pulled away from her teeth. And she was moving back and forth like I was fucking her, but I wasn't inside her. I was just choking her, pulling on her hair. And then she stopped moving. And it was empty, I guess, because you can only do that once.
Lucifer Morningstar had many assignments for me on Earth, working his glory. I was a soldier in his earthbound army. He liked my focused commitment to duty. I killed like a machine. I killed like I had in my first form as an ashen one. I would kill the animals, and as they were dying, I would burn the image of the creature's face in my mind. I did the same with people. For thousands of years, I had many images. Sometimes the dead would sing to me in my sleep. The singing dead would plead their mournful stories through horrific wails and pitiful cries. The dead didn't realize I couldn't free them from their torment. I was just as trapped as they.
What if this is all made up?
Oh, what?
What if your uncle is sodomizing you? You're not really an assassin. You are sweating and in pain, and that monster is behind you. You're making this up to try to escape.
No, that can't be the case. They created a life for us, a man's life. That can't be real.
Sometimes you can't escape. Sometimes you can't escape. Sometimes you can't escape. Sometimes you can't escape.
You can't go back. 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 You can't go.
I saw the light just past the gates. I patted my post and felt the warmth. God talked to me. He said I could come back to heaven. He had a task for me.
I talked to Lucifer today. He is made of the original form, and he carries with him all the souls of the ones that he has personally killed. Will I ever see her?
No. Sympathy for you will not be granted. Legion agrees. We are all certain. You are destined to stay here. When all is dispersed, you will remain with us in the old ones. But mankind will not be freed. God wants peace.
Dispersed? How will this happen?
God has planted on Earth one of your three. Science will be used to describe us. God has decided we are no longer needed.
I will not let this end. I will no longer have a place. The betrayer of our Trinity will not be allowed to finish. God is mistaken in his plan. I must come to Earth as the dead.
2 years before the millennium, the assassin from the long-dead Ashen race denies mankind the freedom from hell, and is assured again that he will never see her.